welcome back to the Alec Steele Show. Today is episode 42. Today is also Friday, which is a little different. We don't usually do these on a Friday. However, today's an exception. We're doing this today, Friday evening. A little early. I think I'm gonna have a weekend, so I might not be here in the workshop tomorrow evening for the next one. So we're gonna do it today. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be continuing on the coat rack. This is gonna be exciting. Now, one of the issues that we experienced on the last one is you noticed that we started to have some cracking issues with the material there, which was a little bit of an annoyance, but I will focus on this. But I'm still going to persevere on through with it. I don't know how much of a structural issue it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that bad. And I'm going to be working on this end here, and we're going to be forging a hammer. But it's great having you all here. You can see your comments pop up. There we go. Set that here. I'm going to turn up the regulator on the forge. Come back in here, and the way I have this set up is I have comments right in front of me, so I can kind of read what you guys have been doing. If you're on YouTube, however, it's a real nice bombardment of comments. Use the super chat feature. I'll make sure to read them when you're posting the comments in the super chat feature. Great having you all here. We do this on Twitch and YouTube, so I'm glad to see that's all working. So we're going to keep cracking away on this. The forge is pretty warm. In a couple of minutes we'll be ready to go. I am indeed watching the Twitch comments too. I got both pages of comments going up. I'm doing very well, thank you. Jacob Scott Vlogs, how about yourself? Sounds like the furnace is open. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to plug in my mic. A way to start the show without a mic. I was wondering, because when I test it all, I'll touch my mic and I'll see it flick up on the meter, and it wasn't happening. And I figured it was the background noise of the forge. No, I just didn't have my mic. Yeah, but it's on now. It is. Good. Apologies, guys. That was smart. Goodness. It's like rule number 1, plug in the mic. More pressure. So yeah, it's been a good week. I made some good progress on the hammers, obviously, which has been exciting. They're all forged. Everything's forged. I've got a lot of grinding to do. So next week, I might spend a day more working on the hinges. I didn't make any progress on them today. Next week, I might make some more progress on the hinges, but the focus of next week is going to be making the hammers. These were pre-ordered in March. 1st of March, whole idea being get them out by the end of May, and we're soon approaching the halfway point. I really need to get my act together and make sure that these get out of the door. And to you wonderful people that ordered hammers, hello, happy Friday. J. Roth Blatt, hello everybody. Yep, if you're just joining the stream and you're wondering why it is that we're here on a Friday, doing an early stream, I'm going to probably have a little bit of an actual weekend this weekend, which will be good. So I'm probably not going to be here in the workshop. Probably be up the coast, try and get some good sailing in on Sunday by making sure I'm there early. So that'll be fantastic. Tim Scoville, what do I order on my pizza? I don't know why it's relevant. I think this might be, it seems to be a trend that people are asking about pineapple on pizzas. So I usually just get pepperoni pizza. Sam isn't here today. I think he's coming back from holiday tomorrow. So had I been doing the live show tomorrow, he could have been here. He's not here, however. If Sam's watching and he's like, oh, actually, Alec, I was back tonight, and you want to come hang out, Sam, you're welcome to. But he'll definitely be here on next week's live show, I'm sure. He's going to be helping me for a few days next week, finishing up all these hammers. We've got a lot of grinding to do, so he's going to be hopefully great help with that. Hopefully we booked some days that are all working out well for that. Fantastic. AU Dave, he ordered one of Sam's last night. Fantastic. Jeremy Buska, am I filming my weekend escapades? I wasn't planning on it, but it doesn't see right I don't see any reason why not. A lot of you guys have said you'd quite like to see some more of my trips up to the coast, so I might make that happen. I'll bring my camera up with me when I leave tonight. How did Sam and I meet? He came, thank you very much, Pat Link. He says my videos rock, I appreciate that. So Sam came and took a hammer making class a couple of years ago. we made a hammer for him. That hammer indeed fell in half. I was experimenting with a different heat treating procedure that went very badly. It fell in half. I made him another one, and then he kept coming and hanging out and making stuff, and eventually wanted to help out with the live show back in July when I started that. So that was very fun. It's been great. He comes and hang out and helps and helps me make stuff. What is going on, everybody? So we got some hot steel. Let's give this a go. It's nice having the comments right there. I'm enjoying that. I'm going to forge a taper on this. Am I probably going to do some more forging here? See how that crack holds up. I won't do too much though. Oh, wrong side of the hammer. Yeah, I do worry about those little cracks. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. This is not meant to be a structural feature. This is meant to be an aesthetic one. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to lock this in the vise. Now, what you guys will remember from part 1 on the last show is I'll fix this, don't worry. We're fixing it right now. I'll get your view. There we go. What you remember from the last show is I split the piece, did all of that, but I also talked a pretty decent amount about using the rasp, how I use it to put a chamfer on the ends of my pieces. Here I'm chamfering the ends of this so that I can avoid the fish lipping that often can attempt to want to develop. Or at least avoid it to the degree that it would want to go otherwise. Right. There you go. Itch my nose. Ah, wonderful. That is a giant bearing right here. It's a bloody enormous bearing. How are the hinges going? And when will I be making my first sword? Asks Brian Studley on the YouTube super chat feature. Well, thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate the fiver. How are the hinges going? Haven't made any progress on them today. I didn't do any work on the hinges. When am I going to be making my first sword? I don't know when I'm going to make my first sword. I was kind of hoping I'd make my first sword this month before the Damascus vacation. But in reality, it seems like the Damascus vacation has been most of this month anyway. So maybe I'll do it next month. Maybe I've already had my Damascus vacation, i.e. the vacation from making things out of Damascus. We'll see. I'm not sure. I don't know when I'm going to make my first sword. All I know is it's going to be a wonderfully daunting project. Wonderfully daunting project. Because, like I keep saying, I've still got so much to learn about making knives and such that, the idea of a sword, like that's no joke. Trying to make something that's, worth the effort that you put in. Okay, let's take another heat. So that is a big ambition of mine. I do want to make a sword. And it's funny because I never ever really wanted to make a sword. Starting out in the craft of blacksmithing, because so many people were interested in swords. And whenever you asked, you mentioned blacksmithing, it's either farriery or swords, what they're thinking about. I kind of didn't want to make any swords. Am I doing another little... Okay, make sure I'm turning that away. People were thinking I was trying to do a sponsorship for my water bottle, the last one. But, so I kind of didn't want to make any swords until I started making knives and I saw how fun it was to chop things with the knives that you made. And then I realized that a sword would be even more fun. Thank you very much, Stephen. Appreciate it. Oh, Stefan. Very kind of you. So yeah, no, it's all pretty good fun. A sword will happen soon in the coming months. And then hopefully many more swords from there. Fantastic. So, come out here again. Uh-oh. I just scratched my eye and I think I put something in my eye while scratching it. That's not good. Because it wasn't as scratchy and itchy as this before I itched my eye. So you can see that little crack there on the tip there, where that wants to break off. I just wonder what material this is and where that came from. You know, it's one of the, I used to be able to keep track of the material in my shop and where I got it and what it was from. Now I can't anymore. I'm just going to quickly run over here and nip off the tip. Like that. And then reforge that. Because it is just cracking so easily. Nonetheless, we'll persevere. I'm going to come in here at the base of that mass and we're going to isolate it on the horn. Now, okay, I'm going to itch my eye. Get even more dirt inside my eye. Any medical professionals are thinking, woo, what is he doing? Oh my goodness, that is a really good eye itch. Oh my god, that's a good eye itch. Ah, we're sorted. Glasses back on. Now everybody sees me without glasses for the first time. Where am I from in the UK? I'm from Norwich. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So, despite the cracks, we'll persevere. And I'm going to be isolating a mass on the horn. Because I explained in the last episode, my plan with this is to have a leaf, already made the leaf with a hole, that'll be a mounting point, and then a calla lily. So we're going to try and forge a calla lily on this other end, see how this goes, and yeah, hopefully it'll be good fun. Now as a result, I'm itching my eye as well, says Drew M. Smith. That's funny, I apologize. John Sexton, today is an exception that we're doing the live stream today. Have I found a new shop yet? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. You ever tried carburized iron into steel? No, never tried it. Never tried it. What's my favorite material to work? I like making, actually, silver is pretty fun to work because it's soft and it's silver, which means that it's just even more epic. But I like working Damascus steel a lot because of what is contained within it. There's so much awesomeness contained within a bar of Damascus. You know, either awesomeness that you've, you know, worked tirelessly to create, you know, i.e. a Damascus pattern that you've, you know, really thought hard about and worked hard to create, or like a random pattern that you haven't thought about. Right. Our eye itches as contagious as yawns. Brilliant. So yeah, I'm just going to keep isolating that up, and I still have plenty of material to draw down on the stem. However, I'm probably going to... No, basically I'm trying to work out when I draw down that material, whether I draw it down now or whether I draw it down after. I was leaning towards after, so it wouldn't be bending around quite as much when I'm actually forging the leaf. However, I'm actually going to go to drawing down that material now for the reason that I don't want my calla lily, the leaf I was referring to get majorly oxidized while I draw it down after. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be a little more aggressive with my drawing, with my thinning out of the material here on the horn. Get a little more aggressive with it, move a little more material. Thin it down, and then next heat, hopefully finish off. Hopefully finish off the isolation. So, come in here on the horn again. Once it's square, there we go. Now I can move to the diagonal. Nice. Keep reducing that material down. I'm using the round side of my hammer, and it helps match up to the horn a little closer. Okay, now I'm going to take an extra heat. I want to be very careful with the temperatures that I'm working at, just because of those cracks that are in there. It means that this could very likely break. Be very aware as you're watching this stream. This might end up in me having to see this thing break. Oh guys, sorry about that, you weren't on the horn. My bad. Yeah, if it cracks too badly, it'll just break. Which is a problem. So like I say, you might well see this just fall in half. Okay. for a nice little rough round there. Now I'll go and finish up that transition. See if we can get that any cleaner. Very pleased you're enjoying the videos. DWright52123 on Twitch. Any tips on pursuing your dream to be a blacksmith? Absolutely. You got to get started somehow. So get started at blacksmithing first, and then from there, work really hard at getting good at it. And if you're young, you have a great marketable opportunity, if you are young, to let people know you're young, because I think there is a great demand for seeing young people make things, as evidenced by the fact that you guys are all watching this. So if you are young and you're thinking about getting into a craft, work really hard at it and document the whole process and share it with people and make sure they can see what you're doing, because I think it's cool. I'm always so thrilled when I see young people, which seems funny to say as a young person myself, but when I see young people making things and pursuing a craft, lots of other people are. So if you're young and you want to really kind of pursue your dreams, just bank on the fact that you're young, that as many people know about it, because it's a rare thing in this day and age for young people to be doing this stuff, and that's a great way for you to get some very good and worthwhile recognition. There we go. Can you see that? Just. Okay, one more heat. So much for my heat plans not going so well. 61 is indeed young, unknown guy. X2. Armin von Werner. Well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased that you're enjoying the show. Very good to hear. Do I teach courses and sell tools? I'm not selling tools or courses currently. Up. There we go. Okay. Now, let's try and forge a calla lily without said calla lily breaking in half from the cracks. We'll see how this goes. So, for the calla lily, I'm going to want to do an extreme lateral draw on the material. Take as much material from this and take out that way, because we then wrap it around onto itself. Now, you've often seen me use my rounding hammer, tilting it to move the material where I want it, but still, it's a relatively large radius. So for the extreme lateral draws, I like to go ahead and switch to a crosspeen hammer. Now, the crosspeen hammer, obviously this is a hammer with a peen. The backside of a hammer is usually referred to as a peen, that is across the hammer. This way, much like when you're kneading dough and you put a roller in it and you roll it over and over, this way we can spread the material, this, to the in the lateral plane. Oh, I just missed that super chat. I need to read that. Thank you very much. So I must have a read of that. What did you say? Someone just mentioned garden tools. Good idea. How about a spade, shovel, or hoe? That's a very interesting idea. I'd really like to make some garden tools in the future. I think that'd be very exciting. There we go. Wrong way, right way, too far. Woo. Here we go. So I'm going to start off in the middle. On a smaller piece I might be flipping it over every so often. However, it's a little bit of a pain, so I'll probably do a pretty decent amount of hammering. Now I'll flip it over. Come onto the rear. Miss hit. And continue working on down. Hello from Sweden. Reddish, 92. Thank you very much. Somebody asked what my dream project was. And I have loads of dream projects. So many. Like, the great thing is there are so many things that you can make out of steel, and I just like making things full stop. have a lump here. I need to fill it in with the dirt. I like making things full stop, so the list of things that I'd like to make one day is infinite. Absolutely infinite. It's like just the other day I was thinking, man, I need to make myself a boot rack so that when I come into my apartment I have a neat place to put my boots and my shoes. Boot rack is what I was thinking. I thought, great, that'll make a great video. Wonderful. And this is the exciting thing, is being able to document the things that I'm making. I get to share that with you guys. And if I want to make a boot rack and you guys want to see it, all the more better. It's great having loads of people come in here. So work in the middle primarily, especially because this material wants to crack on me so much. So I'm going to focus my blows in the middle. So my edges are keeping the heat. Are they cracking yet? Already cracking. So we are going to be experiencing severe cracking as we get there. What an interesting, I have no idea what material this would be. So for a little bit of context, normal mild steel should not be cracking like this. Now, what could happen, I don't particularly see how, I don't know how I'd have that section of material. Well, this could be a section of potentially a higher carbon steel, and it might have gotten too hot while I was heating it up. Then again, that forge isn't very hot, and could, become a little more liable to crack that way. I don't know. I've not experienced a lot of mild steel that's willing to crack like this. Okay. Those cracks just stay in there, don't they? Okie dokie. Unless it's, now, I'm kind of tempted to say wrought iron perhaps, but wrought iron wouldn't be cracking this way. I'd be experiencing delaminations along the length of the piece. For me to have cracks in that direction is weird. You can see how thick and wide open those cracks are. So definitely when this is finished, this is not going to be a nice exhibit of clean forge work. This is going to be pretty ugly, but it's fun. What's going on, everybody? How are we all? How are we all? What weight is this cross peen? I think this is a 2-pounder, or maybe a 2.5 pounder. No, the 2.5 pounder's down there. So this is a little 2-pound cross peen. A pocket knife would be really fun. Am I going to do a collaboration with Wrangler Star? 100%. Absolutely, that's going to happen. Don't worry, it's happening. I know he watches my videos, and it's been a real honor seeing his comments on my videos. I've watched Wrangler Star for a long time. We're going to be doing a Wrangler Star collaboration, no doubt. It's going to happen, and it'll happen soon. Now, he seems to have been getting it. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think we should do with Wrangler Star. But he's been getting into blacksmithing, it seems like. And I think I might make him a little tool set. Some people recommended I do that, and that would be very fun. That'd be very fun. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, don't have a brush. I'm going to get a brush ready for the next heat. Okay, come back up here into the rear. And continue. Pulling out the lobes of this leaf here. It's going nicely. Lovely. We'll come and take another heat. I'm going to make sure I have a wire brush though for it. Let me find one. Whisper to the wire brush. Where are you? Where are you? I found it. Success. Success, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I wonder how many people are watching. Let's see, despite the fact that, that's correct, 877, despite the fact it's on a Friday. What is up, everybody? Should do Damascus hewing axe. That's a very cool idea. Very cool idea. Okay, now let's push this material out. Now, interestingly, this material, it seems pretty soft. It's moving pretty easily. I still don't know what it is. It's a mystery metal. It's still cracking up there. It's going to be... I wonder if I'll ever be able to rack my mind and work out what it is. I still don't know. I'm sure it was mild steel. I don't know why I would have had any other metal in here. How are you, Alexander? Welcome. There usually isn't much of a... people are saying dab. Did I accidentally do it? How does it... I don't know how to dab. Oh, here we go. This is all the cool kids these days are doing this. I think that's a dab. I don't know what it means. Probably don't want to know. Ah! Woohoo! Look at that. That's a crack and a half. Got a nice crack right there. Let's zoom you in. Stay. Focus. Look at that nice crack. That's fun. Nice little crack up there too. Well, we'll continue on regardless. What would I'm going to try and do? If I can move that camera around. I'm going to try nonetheless and roll this into my calla lily despite that and see if we can just about get a calla lily out of it. It's fun. It's nice to... I don't often get to do hand forging. I'm enjoying it nonetheless. I'm actually a little less interested in the final piece because I'm just making things by hand. You know, I make a lot of stuff with a power hammer, which is exciting and very enjoyable. There we go. I'm very enjoyable to use the power hammer, but I just love hammering. It's so good. It's so good. Right. So, start pulling that over. You know, and then the sad thing is it's cracking so much that I don't want to draw it out anymore. I'll be able to on the horn, show a nifty little trick there, but not quite as much as I'd like to on the anvil. If I had a piece of mild steel, I would have drawn that out much wider, made the edges much thinner before doing this. Now, we're going to roll it. I'll then be able to do a little bit of drawing on the horn, hopefully without cracking it too much. But what I'm going to make sure is that when I roll it, the edge that was cracked goes in, the other one is out. Nothing spices up a live show quite like crack. Great. I need to read comments before I read them out loud. Do you make all your hand tools myself? Dan Morganson. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I make most of my hand tools myself, absolutely. I'm now going to take the round side of my hammer, hammer on in there. Uh-oh. How about it? Get out of there. Take another heat. I'm going to close it up from the base first. Brewdog75 wants me to say hello to his boys, Rory and Jackson, because they want to know. They don't believe that I'm actually live. Well, I'm live, Rory and Jackson, and it's great that you're watching the show. Sorry that I had to talk about crack a little earlier. Let's blame it on the commenter. Fantastic. Do I have a favorite anvil? This is probably my favorite anvil. For the reason that it's rather small, which means I can easily maneuver around to different areas of the anvil, which I appreciate, versus some of the larger anvils I have. I can shuffle it to where it needs to be, and I had built a pretty sturdy stand for it that means that once shuffled, it is relatively stable. Okay, now we will continue trying to draw out the rest of this ugly little calla lily. Wonderful. How many anvils do I use or have? I think I have 10 or 11 anvils, and I mostly use this. And now, in terms of the anvil that I use the most, probably used a striking anvil more than any anvil. That's the rectangular block anvils that you'll often see in the videos when I'm working with a striker, because I've done more of that work than any other work in terms of working with people swinging sledges, doing classes, me taking classes on them. Oh, that crack does not like me. That's just so bad. Okay, I might have to see if I can wing it. Yuck! Holy moly! Youch! So what you can see is as I forge it there, that crack just opened right the way up. Woo! That's not fun. Right. Does a blacksmith have to be artistic? It's up to you. It's up to you as the blacksmith. What kind of anvil is that behind you? Here? Or here? I don't know what you're talking about. This here is a die anvil. Brazil die anvil, Brazil style die anvil. The one on the ground is identical to this. See if I can just pretty it up. I just want it to look pretty, despite the crack. The great thing about making natural things is you have this wonderful excuse of things looking organic and natural, and oh well, in nature, you know, calla lilies are sometimes broken. Yeah, great. Wonderful excuse. Okay. I'll take. Okie dokie. So that's going to go down. This needs to come around and over. So I'm not going to finish that all until I manipulate this to where I want it to be. So I'm going to stick it all in the fire, and I'm going to take my, probably just going to go ahead and take my scrolling tongs here, grip on there, and just start cranking this around to the shape that I want. Have you ever forgotten something in the forge and had it melt? Sadly, too many times. That's not an uncommon thing for people like me who are very smart, clearly, and are always aware. No, it's I've done that far more often than I'd like to admit. How young can a kid start smithing? My oldest is 8 and he wants to learn. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with what is appropriate in general, you know. However, that's going to be up to you as the parent. You know, start easing them into it. If they're enjoying it, then great. If they're enjoying it, then great. Can I weld the cracks, Alec? No, because they're just going to continue appearing, sadly. These I could weld them up, they'll just end up somewhere else. The best thing I can do is just try and be gentle about it all. I don't want to have to put any filler metal in there and deal with all of that. Have I ever taken an apprentice full-time? No, I haven't. Nathan Toning has 2 streams running at the same time. That's pretty funny. What's the lag like? Yes, I've walked into anvil horns before. That's also a very unpleasant experience. They're quite sharp. No, I might go to the horn, actually. See if that drops off in half. Great, let's take another heat. Woo. Do I think it's cast iron? Now I've never forged cast iron, but as far as I'd imagine, it's unforgeable. So if it was cast iron, I'd be shocked. So I don't think it's cast iron, because I thought cast iron would just crack and break and like crumble immediately. So if it's cast iron, then I've learned something, which is that you can just about forge cast iron, but you know, it is indeed cracking beyond being any structural use. I don't think it's cast iron though. So part of what I want to do is I'm anticipating almost being done here, is I'm going to hold that up and make sure that that's square. Because I'm assuming I'm going to not want to have to put that back in the forge. This is a really weird material. It's no way is that proper mild steel. But again, I just can't remember where I found this piece. So I'm going to give it another little hammer blow right here. Look at all those cracks in there. That is just very interesting. Almost dropped my hammer. And we'll continue manipulating around this cavity. Once it heats up, I have to hold on to it and have a very good little... Yeah, cast iron is too brittle for forging, I believe. That was my assumption too, which is why I'd be surprised if it was. About a million times more ugly than I'd like. Lots of crusty scale build-up, and those cracks are just not conducive to how I'd like it to be, but it's still enjoyable to work on it and tinker away. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Have I made a Norfolk latch before? Never made a Norfolk latch, no. Good, good, good. Would I prefer to forge the most? I don't really know. I don't think I have much of a preference. I think anything not in excess is what I prefer. Like, I'm having a load of fun making this. However, if I was to make 10 of them, I'd really not enjoy it, despite the fact that when I made 10, they'd start looking really good. Oh, great, I can sit down while I work now, because I have a chair right here. So despite the fact that if I was to make 10, my tent would look really good, I'd probably have a lot more fun now making one that, you know, I would never put up or display, purely for the fact that it's exciting to experiment and play with new things. And what's even better is I'm now sat down in a chair while I'm doing it. Who gets to work sat down in a chair? Okay, there we go. So it's cracked and broken and crusty. Nonetheless, we shall persevere. Thank you very much, Mike Richards. I really appreciate the $50. Very kind of you. Would you consider forging jewelry such as a ring? I want to do a Damascus ring video soon, so that will happen here eventually. The Damascus ring video will indeed happen. But I might be interrupted by my Damascus vacation where I don't make any Damascus steel. Hello, Donnie. How are you? I am a little tired. Okay, so now I want to see how level this all is. So I'm going to take these tongs, because this is what's going to be going up against the wall. So that's not perfectly flat, but that needs to have a little more offset, which is fine. And I'll just have to flatten that off. Great. So I'm not going to put a tong clip on now, because I want to be a little faster with the taking on and the putting off. But I need to forge a deeper offset into it. And while it's hot, I might be able to take the opportunity to take the leaf and bend that round a little ways. Could it be that it has a higher carbon content than usual steel? I'm not sure. I don't understand why I would have bought anything that would have a higher content in this cross section. It might have been a piece of scrap, perhaps, that I bought at a scrap yard some time ago. But again, that just seems really odd. What I think I'm going to do once I've finished forging with it, take it to a grinder and throw it on my grinder and see if the grinder makes any funny sparks. Something you might not be familiar with, a lot of you guys watching, is that the sparks that come off a piece of steel can often be indicative to the carbon content of the steel. How accurate? Not very. Not very accurate at all as to working out what type of steel you have. But it could at least tell you if something's high carbon or low carbon, you know, or if something's iron or not, kind of thing. I'm going to get some more water, so I'm going to be right back. That is almost hot. There we go. We're back. Okay. So we're going to forge a little more offset in there. The forge is nice and hot. There we go. If I can make sure I find a way to grip it appropriately. I'm going to do that by coming over to the step of the anvil and just simply holding it and hammering. And that's rather effective. If I can get my tongs off there. Rather effective. And now I'm going to crouch down here. Okay, it's pretty level. It could do with just a hair more offset. So I'm going to feed some more material over. There we go. Now I'm going to plane it off. These tongs, I got them stuck under a power hammer, so they're a little stiffer than I'd like. I can come in here and just ever so gently flatten, 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 flatten. Holding that flat, I can see I still have work to do on this side there. It seems to be moving despite the cold temperature. Now, I can also see that my offset's now too much. Easy fix, I can hammer right here. We're out of focus. There we go. There we go. We'll see how level this is. That is a little better. And now I'm also going to be looking for how flat these tabs are. Now, how flat is my anvil face? I don't know how flat my anvil face is, but how flat is a wall? Probably not that flat. Probably not less flat than my anvil face. So I'm quite happy to use the anvil face as a pretty decent metric for that. Okay. So I'm going to quickly heat that back one up again. Just get it to a red. Do a little more to it. Flat enough. Absolutely. Fantastic. It is toasty in here. This forge. It's good though. It's a sign that it's going to start getting warmer. I'm looking forward to getting up to the coast this weekend. It's going to be very fun. Hello everybody. Getting up to the coast this weekend and then another full-on week next week. The plan is to do a little more work on the hinges, and then I want to try and grind a load of these hammers. Sam's going to be coming in and helping, I think. Okay, it's gonna wobble, not the best way of going about it. Okay, that one wants to kind of just bend up ever so slightly. Ah, nice to ponder on and potter on through this. And there are a number of times that you can heat steel before it loses integrity. That's a good question. So every time you heat the steel, as far as I understand, well, certainly you're going to oxidize it, which means you're rusting it, which means that you're losing mass to the steel, and you're also deteriorating the surface finish of the piece. And like that's a lot of what you can see here. You've got a lot of excess oxidation, surface finish is damaged as a result of this. Now, as far as I understand, excess heating also is going to be expanding the grain structure. That means for a knife, you then have to be able to control and manage that grain structure to get a good edge. But, as far as I understand, as well, for the third time, the more you heat, the more you're actually decreasing the carbon content as well. Ooh, almost dropped it. So I'm now going to match that angle up to this. And I went too far. And I went too far. I think I was just looking at it completely the wrong way. Yeah, I went the exact wrong way. And now after all that forging, I need to flatten it off again. Ah, it's okay. Okie dokie. Check it for level. No, that's way off still. Goodness, you guys are just seeing me make a real nice mess of this. Okay. Good enough. So, now what I want to do is I'm going to flip this around, and we're going to take that leaf and bring it on down and make that into a third anchoring point. So that's going to go back in the fire. And I'm going to take another drink of water. Whew. And I dropped the hammer right on my foot. What's going on in the comments? James Vaughan asked me to say hello to his son Curtis. Hello, Curtis. I'm always so pleased that young folks are watching the streams. That makes me really happy. Makes me really happy. That's just fantastic. Brilliant. How is the climate right now? Well, we've got dark skies. So there's no sun out. I can't say that we have blue skies, but weather's been pretty nice lately. Past couple of days we've had some nice bright blue skies, 15 degrees Celsius or so. Really been enjoying it. So I'm going to take this, get a nice tight bend over the horn. Okay, and with that, I can then take my scrolling tongs, get a little bend that way. Now it's starting to look somewhat interesting. There we go. I want a little kink in it. It's also serving nicely. I like that to pop off some of the scale. And now I need a larger flat surface, which I didn't plan ahead for. I'm definitely going to want to come down though. I have a swage block there. Okay, I'll tell you what, if I come here, tweak, and get close to it and then just do the rest at a cold temperature on my welding table. So I'll do that later. I'm just going to get pretty close to it. There we go. Little tweaking, little hammering. Nice. It'll want to go down a little further. Hit it once and twice. Oh, with that. Great. Interesting, you know, interesting kind of rustic. I'm so upset with how that calorie ended up going with that crack. It means I can't refine it at all close to how I'd like. But we shall persevere. And I'm going to put this to cool somewhere. I'm going to put this on my suede. Oh, there's a brick here on the floor. There we go. Putting it on the brick on the floor. Now, what I now need is I need rivets. I also need hooks. So, I think right now I might make some rivets. I have these 2 pieces of steel. Wonderful. So they can go in the forge. I'm going to find my... I wonder if this hot cut will fit in this anvil so I don't have to move the camera. Let's have a look. I mean, it doesn't really fit. We got to do it in the striking anvil. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I have my riveting tool. I'll show you this angle here, I think. Now, I have a tool over in this side of the workshop, hopefully. This is going to be just perfect for it. Great. I have it. I also need some calipers. Let me find them. I'm going to amble on over to the other side of the workshop. Into the mess here. Where would I have put those calipers? Maybe they're in the... Maybe they're probably right where I was from last week, where I had set them up. Do we have calipers? We don't have calipers. I'll have to use my good ones. Not to worry. There we go. So, for a rivet, generally you want 1.5 times the rivet head diameter for the amount of material that you take for the head of the rivet. Roughly. This here is 33.4 millimeters, so I want to add 15 to that. Great. So 48. Wonderful. I'm going to have this set up here on my striking anvil where the hot cut is, and I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to come here, mark it, cut it, come over here, holding it with a glove, and then going to rivet it over and pull it off. Hopefully with a nice centered rivet. Where did I put my glove? I've lost my glove already. This isn't good. Had it like a second ago. Is that a glove? Is that a left-handed glove? Oh, it's a right-handed glove. Back we go. I must have put the glove down when I picked up the calipers. It's such a common thing to do in my workshop. So, really quickly, go right there. Gentle cut. Once it's set, I can be a little more aggressive. I want a nice clean cut to the center before it's all the way off, leaving just a teeny weeny little bit. Center it. Pops off some scale too. And that can go in there. You know, I could have lubricated it with some beeswax beforehand, but I'm quite sure it'll be fine. It's a slightly oversized hole. You can get away without it being slightly oversized, but this one is 0.2 of a millimeter oversized, which means that as the steel expands, as it's hot, it goes in a little easier, and hopefully, as we'll see right now, once I cool it down in the bucket of water, it should also come out a little easier. He says. Oh, he says. That fails. I'll go into a vise. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The successes are not very plenty in today's stream. So, you guys can't see what I'm doing, can you? Let me move you over this way. So I've got it locked in the vise, like so. I'm going to make it a little colder. Get rid of this. And my little gripping there, I should be able to, but I was trying earlier. It did not work so well. That's a problem. Okay. Another option is I can grab a glove and a bigger pair of tongs. I've had a number of stickages like this before, and this is an option. And that's not working today. The next option is open it all the way up, and I'll take a pair of vice grips. So I'm gripping it sideways. I'll get vice grips on the rivet itself. The trouble with this is I'll mar the hell out of the rivet. Oh, what fun. Well, fun. It'd be fun if this wasn't happening, to be honest. Let's see if I can get a good grip on that. Nope. Oh, I really shouldn't have forgotten. So what I'll usually do is I'll usually put a little dab of beeswax and graphite. I use that to lubricate my punches. I'll usually put a little dab of that inside it. But it is moving. Nonetheless. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to tighten up that vice grip. There we go. It's moving. Once it's spinning, it's usually fine. Goodness gracious. Okay. And then put a little bit of oil in there. Here it is. Dabble of oil. There we go. Pull on it as I rotate, see if that'll get it to start moving a little more. It's spinning fine, but I'm not getting any movement to pull that out of the fire, so that's oxidizing too much. But I'm not getting any movement along the length of the piece. Come on! Get out of there. Come on now. Feel free to go and do something else for like the next 5 minutes as I struggle with this. Okay. Off this way. A rivet. Whew. That made me sleepy. Alright, let's cool it off. Let's see how this fared after the mutilation from the vice grip. That's actually not so bad, but I will make another one. I'll make an extra. This time, I'll do what I don't like forgetting to do, as evidenced by that little ordeal. I'll take a little bit of the beeswax that was sitting next to me the whole time. Drop her in there. Let's make another rivet. Okay. So we'll let that heat up. Let's grab some water. Basically, I'm back where I was just right now, making a rivet. Let's zoom you guys in for the actual rivet hammering. Seeing the cut isn't that exciting. Okay, that's focused. I should put that on manual focus now. Okay, let's give it a cut. Oh, that bar is exceedingly hot. Exceptionally? I think the word is exceptionally. That needs a tong. Cool it off. Okay, so the lesson of today's stream, don't do what I do. Ow! Goodness gracious. It's alright, we'll make some cool hooks for it. So. Now I'll cut it off over here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Fantastic. Now there is beeswax in there. Should go right in. That can go on the ground. A little chilly. These forge a little bit of a head on it. Okay, cool it off. Fingers crossed this time it'll come right out. It would be funny if I had this whole ordeal happen again. If in doubt, to the vise. Grip the head in the vise ever so slightly. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, back to the vice grips. See if I can save this one from marring up too much. That is funny. That is hilarious. Feel free to laugh. Oh, that one is stuck. That's really badly stuck too. Not just as bad as the last one. Oh, goodness gracious. So I'm over here at this vise over there, still unsticking it. Come on now, get out of there. Ugh. This is absurd. That is completely absurd. Okay, so potential causes for that are as follows. One, could have probably brushed the scale. Again, I'm pretty damn sure on this one, unless this one's, no, I'm pretty sure this one is one I made. This should be an oversized hole, so that shouldn't be an issue, you know, the thing should go right in. Now, if you're using a hot rolled stock, I've found before that this will happen if the hot rolled stock is a little out of dimension, because it often is. This is just something I just so rarely experience with the things that I've done to, mitigate against the risk. Like now that I have the beeswax in there, that shouldn't be happening. In addition, this is cold rolled material that I buy just for making rivets so that it can go straight in. Phew. Got it out that time. Okay, that one's still good. That first one, I got a little ground up. That one won't be a problem. Okay. Now let's take this piece and cool it off so I don't burn myself. And we're going to make our second rivet for the second time. So I'll brush it. See if that'll help. And yeah. Phew. We will, this time, I'm going to wipe some sweat out of my eyes, which is going to look just like me crying. For the second rivet for the second time. Again, 33 or 34 millimeter deep hole, 48 millimeters my calipers are set to. Okay, we're going to get a little more beeswax. There we go. Wonderful. We'll cut her off. Go. Ooh, there's definitely lots of beeswax. So it's starting to curve over. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, that one's going in the scrap pile. We're going to take the piece of steel. I'm going to take the other one, it's a little longer, and we'll do another one. Oh my goodness. Every little ounce of... every ounce of credibility gone. We'll make another rivet, so this is the second rivet for the third time now. So, make these rivets, then I want to find my material, here it is, for the hooks that I'm going to be making. Start banging out some of them. Where is that piece? It's right there. $10mm hole. This should be nice and easy. So, a little more heat on that rivet. And hopefully this rivet is a little more successful. Wrong way, right way. There we go, just about in focus, are we? There we go, in focus. Okay. Keep spinning it around. There we go. Cool it off. Hopefully this time. I'm now resigned to just, hoping that it works. You're kidding, still. Oh my goodness. Okay, it is rather hot though. So I want to cool that off a little further. And it is indeed not coming off with the ease that it should be. And when I say it should be, I've made a lot of rivets this way. That absolutely should not be happening. Okay. So, back to the vice grip we go. Grip it, and it's spinning on it, so it's not really gripping. Good Lord. I'm going to turn down the forge a little bit. I'm also going to open the door. No point in the forge being that hot, and I'm getting roasted inside this workshop. Got some fresh air inside. Okay. So I'm in the vise, spinning it with the vice grip, without any spinning actually happening. There's some oil on here, so I'm going to degrease it. There we go. Back to the vise we go. Grip, grip, grip. Still not spinning. That is absurd. Why are you being so difficult with me today? Okay. Options being what? Try it once more. See if I can get a proper grip on it. I'm going to decrease the rivet itself. I decreased the vice grips. Let's try getting the rivet itself. There might have been some overflow of oil. Ooh, breaking things. Okie dokie. Let it chooch in the words of AVE. And while it's chooching, I'll read some comments. Hey, Stephen Godfrey got his Where's My Hammer t-shirt. That's very good. Here we go. Nope, still not wanting to spin on me. That is so tragically annoying. Okay, that's not working. Let's try and find another monkey tool. So, none there, none there. There is one over here. Oop, almost tripped over my HDMI cable. Okay, so I have one on the ground here. We're going to use this, we're going to make another rivet. We will succeed this time. Phew. Let's see if I have any longer pieces of stock for this. Alright, about in this pile of steel. Here we go. Lovely. Ooh. No, I think that might not be the right steel. So, I have a load of steel from when I was doing the evolution of toolmaking classes here. And funnily enough, I was teaching how to make rivets. And some of this stuff is 1040 because we wouldn't be making the drifts. And I want the drifts to be a little tougher, so I figured, since I was buying it all anyway, I might as well get the 1040 steel. So I worry about some of the other stuff in the pile being harder steel, which there's no point for. What's going on? Looks like we have some. Looks like we got some exciting things happening in the YouTube comments. Somebody's spamming. Let's have a read of the spamming. Whew. Oh boy. What's going on? Can't see any of these spams. Huh. That's lots of good spamming there. That is a lot of spamming. How often? He's been spamming really frequently. He's done a lot of spamming. You need to watch out. That's too much spamming. YouTube and being surprised at spam. 7K Metalworks, how come I'm on today? Am I busy tomorrow, or is it a double whammy? Tomorrow I'm probably going to head up to the coast in the late afternoon, so I can be there all day Sunday as well as late Saturday. So I figured I'd do it early today. Boiler room radio. I appreciate you asking to come visit the workshop. However, I don't usually do visits here, just so I can kind of concentrate on cranking out some work. Apologies. Right. There you go. Wonderful. So, I want to brush it this time. We're going to find the amount of material we need. I believe this is the same as the other monkey tool. I've dropped more things on the floor. If you're playing the Alec Steele drinking game, we're probably at count 23,000 drops on this show, I think. 23,000 seems reasonable. I forgot to put any beeswax in this tool. Ladies and gentlemen, please never follow my advice. Ever. I just dropped it more. If you're playing the Alec Steele drinking game, you're completely shattered. You're drunk on orange juice, because that's my recommendation for the Alec Steele drinking game, of course. But yeah, my dearest sympathies. You're going to have a massive sugar rush. Okay, so on this one, I will put some beeswax in. There we go. Hopefully that'll help in getting it out of there. Now, nice high heat. Come into the tool. There we go. Wring this off. and just start really getting really enthusiastic about this definitely working. It's a little long. If I keep it centered, it'll work. If not, anyway, I'll have to make another one. Take my time with it. Gently bring it down. Gently bring it down. Okay, now I'll cool it off. And this one's gonna come right off. I can just sense it. And then I'm gonna kick myself for not taking this rivet, this monkey tool in the first place. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm hearing all you guys cheering for me, appreciate it. That is just still not coming off. That should just ring right off of there. Okay, into the vise I'm going again. Rah! Uh-oh. Okay. It's going in the vise. Ugh. Sideways. Kaboom. And you guys are out of focus here. Let me fix this. I didn't fix it last time. There we go. There we go. A little better exposed too. So I'm going to take the vice grips, grip them. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Oh, grip it. I'm trying to grip it with everything I got. Okay. And that is just not spinning at all. This is absurd. I cannot think of anything different that I'm doing to when this just gets done and works fine. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right, let's try it again. You know, I'll even do this. I'm going to take a pair of tongs to tighten the vice grip. I might break my vice grips doing this. This will work. Okay, so I have my tongs on the vice grip. Jeez. Oh, nope, quite. Okay, they're closed. The vice grips feel so tight they're about to explode. No. Not even spinning. What have I done so different? This is still bamboozling me. Okay. Next option. Give it a couple taps. See if we can. See if maybe, though it seems counterintuitive, I can hammer down on it and kind of shock it to a certain degree. Could that work? Hey, maybe. At this point, seems like anything will work better than this is working. Grip that with the tongs. Okay, that's not working either. So I have two rivets stuck in rivet tools. Let's throw them in the forge. Now, I don't want the rivet to heat up, which is difficult. So I'm going to throw it in the forge that way with the rivet sticking out of the fire. See if I can let the body of that heat up. The trouble is the rivet's so small that it's probably going to heat up much sooner than the body. Nonetheless, we'll see if this will work. Those tongs aren't working. Okay. So, I have it sticking out of the fire. Like so. Ba-doom. Right there. Hopefully in a few seconds here, it'll just come right out. I can read some comments. Also need to plug my phone in here. Oh, there we go. Wow. Phew. Sorry guys, showing you the terrible job I've done on my haircut. There we go, fix it. Uh-oh, that's weird. Oh, no, it's still alive. It's charging and then not charging and then charging and not charging. Okay. Let's see how this is working. This is pretty funny. Right, so let's see. Let's see. Hoppa. Will we be so fortunate as to have it just come right out with a little shaking? No, that's just too much to ask for. So I will see now if I can take this over into the vise. Nope. Zero movement. No movement with a pair of tongs. Not a budge. Not a budge. Okay, we'll get the vice grips on it again. If I can remember where I put them. Okay, they're right here. The vice grips are going on. Here we go. Is this going to work any better? Grip it. Gripping it, gripping it, gripping it, gripping it, gripping it. There we go. Still not it's not moving. Okay. We'll try and get it really hot. See if that works. Okay. Going on. Oh, Sam is still on holiday. Oh, there we go. That makes sense. It's good to see him in the comments, though. Great seeing you in the comments, Sam. How are you? In Pembrokeshire. Comments coming in. There we go. Right, let's go get some more work done. Let's see if it'll work now. Who's rooting for this working? Let's go ahead and hear it in the comments below. Is this going to work or not? Okay. Now this is at most of the tools at a red heat. Start with the normal tongs. Not a budge of movement. Oh! Got a little, yes, it's gonna work. Okay, let me swivel you around. So we have a little bit of movement now. And I'm gripping on the end of these tongs. Here we go. It is just spinning ever so slightly. Good, good. I'll just keep going back and forth there for a little while. I dropped the tongs. That's another one for the Alec Steele drinking game. Ah, no. Have you seen that cool little GIF? That is so cool. An awesome viewer of my Twitch streams made me that GIF that's there. Because when people watch on Twitch, there's it's amazing, that platform. It's pretty cool. But there's like a plugged-in donation system thing where you can have those things all happen and come up on screen. I don't know much more about it. I mean, I set it all up just about, but that is so cool, right? That little GIF that's happening. So massive thanks. Thank you so much for making that for me. And if I was better at names, I'd be able to personally say thank you a lot better. I'll look it up and I'll say thank you on the stream. That was so cool. Okay, it's gonna go back in the forge. It's cooled onto the drift. We'll get it really nice and hot. Whew! Right, let me say thank you properly to the person that made it. Right. Let me say thank you. Let me say thank you. In case he's watching right now. And even if he isn't. Joseph Kingston, thank you for making that amazing thing. I can make it come up as like a little test. Actually, can I? Do I have it easily accessible? I'll make it come up as a little test fake thing right now. How cool is that? I didn't actually donate $75 to myself. Goodness, I wish I would. Joking. But that's so cool. I'm so pleased with that. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Ba, 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 ba. So I'm just waiting for this to work. How are you, John Coffey? Welcome. Well, what have you missed? He's just asked. What have I missed on the live show? Oh, you know, I've been trying to make rivets here. Hasn't gone that well. We'll get this rivet out. Hello, Sam. He wants me to wave. I know, drop the tongs again. Come on, little forge, heat her up. I want to make some hooks. Would a side hole in the monkey tool help prevent the rivet from getting stuck? Sadly, no. The rivet would just swell into the hole. Harrison Rusignac, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. No, a hole from the underneath is also problematic because then it smushes all into that hole too. So holes really don't work unless you have it like... What you could do is have a more complex contraption where you can like hammer on a little lever underneath it that's backing it on the bottom with it all nice and tight there. What is it called when you do the same thing repeatedly hoping for a different result? That's called madness. It's called Magnus. Come on. So I'm pulling it out of the forge. This time, ladies and gents, the rivet itself is now hot, which was something I wanted to avoid earlier. It might not be the end of the world. And it's turning much easier and it's gonna come right out. Just you watch. Oh, I can hear it clicking. Can you hear that? As it's shrinking. Got it. We've got it. Got the bastard. Great. That's gonna go on the anvil. This is gonna get picked up, and I'm gonna set that on top. There's the monkey tool. Set that on top. Great, and we're gonna make some hooks, but first, I'm gonna go for a loo break. I'm gonna grab a pee, so I'm gonna be back in a minute. So let me set all this up. I will see you in precisely a minute. Maybe not that precisely. I'll see you in a little bit. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back. I've got myself a drink of water. And I have 2 pieces of 1/2-inch square in the fire. We're going to be making some hooks. One I think I'm going to make a leaf, one I'm going to make a flower. And it's going to be a horrible contrast between this and the first one. Because these are probably going to look really neat without cracks. And the first half of it has cracks on it and doesn't look very neat. We'll be right, we'll rivet it together, we'll see how it goes. Ah, wonderful. Oh, well, thank you very much. Baron Blackbird, really appreciate it. Very pleased that you're enjoying the YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Baron. How much steel could Alec Steele steal if an Alec Steele could steal steel? Say that over. Let's give it a go. Okay, you ready? How much steel could Alec Steele steal if an Alec Steele could steal steel? Doesn't follow on a little better. What's the other one? How much? I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know any of these things. Thank you very much, Michael Montgomery. I really appreciate it. So yeah, it's all pretty fun. Well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased that you got into blacksmithing, Dave Clevenger. I hope I said that right. How much wood does a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much steel could an Alec Steele steal if an Alec Steele could steal steel? How much steel? Blah, blah. I thought I'd get it. You know, you say the first time and you think, goodness, I got this. I don't know why these are tongue twisters, and you say it the second time and it all goes to, what is the term? Hell in a handbasket. How much steel could an Alec Steele steal if an Alec Steele could steal steel? How much steel could an Alec Steele steal if an Alec Steele could steal steel? There we go. Alec Steele would steal as much steel as Alec Steele could steal if Alec Steele could steal steel. What's the best place to place a probe in a forge? I don't have any idea. No idea. New t-shirt. Well, this is the same t-shirt that's been available on my website for the past month, which you can get at alecsteelshop.com. Woo! She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. There we go, got it. Boom! How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Great. So, the way this is going to work, ladies and gentlemen, because it's past midnight here, and I actually cycled here today, so I still have to cycle home. I needs to get this frickin' done, so we got to hustle here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working 2 pieces at a time, and I'm going to work fast. I'm going to explain a little as I go, but it's mostly going to be about getting these things done. So, make sure I have a punch ready. Good, good. Let me find a drift. Oh, there's a drift right there. I could do with some work. And drift is going to need a little forging too. And what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to work and chat a little bit, but not so much. So, move through this a little faster. Got 2 pieces in the fire. I'm sure this will go quite well. Well, from here on at least. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers and a pepper, blah, blah. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, a pepper, pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? That was crazy. I like that. I want to say that again. Peter Piper picked a pick of blah, blah. Okay, I'm trying it again. This is going to go well. Here we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And it's gone up. Too many people commented. Right. One of these is going to be a leaf, one of these is going to be a flower. This one will be a leaf. Taper. Isolate. Extend. Over the far edge of the anvil, half on, half off with a round die of the hammer. Pretty up. Square. Octagon. Rough round on the horn, where you can see it, hopefully. Rough round up to the shoulder. Okay, not going to forge the leaf yet. Forging the leaf will be done just before flipping it around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my hole. So, take my punch, cool temperature, mark it, find the middle, mark, no, my name is Scott. Get it? Mark is also a name. Okay. That goes back in the forge. Now I also have a drift in the forge, which I need to forge a little more taper on the striking end. Drifts are largely consumables, and a taper on the reverse end is important for it to fall the whole way through when we put it through the hole. Okay. Round it off. And I'll go ahead and cool that off. Quite happy with that. It'll be a little harder. Jolly good. Now I'm going to work on the flower one. Nice little pretty little Brazil style flower. So I'm going to come to the far edge of the anvil, reduce to a shoulder, half the dimension, take a cube material, forge half on, half off the far edge of the anvil again. Reduce this down. Okie dokie. Once I get close, back to the far edge, only on 2 sides. There we go. Hammer up the shoulder, clean the material as I go. And down again before going octagon. Octagon. Around it. There we go. Straighten. Again, I won't forge the flower. Drop the hammer. If you're playing the Alec Steele drinking game, then drink. Now I'm going to lay out the hole. Ugh. Phew. There we go. Okay, there is no way I'm reading out what Liam Parker just wrote on the YouTube comments, but that is hilarious. Very funny. Okay, let's find a glove. So, move it down. Take it away. Every time, have a look at the hole developing. Go down to the bottom. Great. Flip. Check it back. Punch. Hammer again. Flip. Great. Got a little bullseye there. Works well. Now, line it up in the middle of that bullseye. Great. Where did the plug go? I lost the plug. It fell out, but that is a really nice clean hole, as you can see. Come on, camera, stay. Stay. There we go. Now we punch the next hole. And we punch. And we punch. Great. Set that to one side. Hammer it back. Re-establish the bullseye. I don't know why I would make funny sound effects like that. But now I'm going to come into the rear. There we go. The one-hit plug. Perfect, beautiful little plug right there. Nice, clean hole. Throw the plug on the ground. And we're now going to be drifting the hole over a drifting plate. So this comes up. Set this right here. A dialer hole, in the words of Ram Brazil. There we go. Where did I just put the drift? Now I'm quite certain I finished this drift literally a matter of minutes ago. Where would I put it? that one, oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. Is it normal to stare googly-eyed at your first hammer? I presume EJET102 just made his first hammer. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. You should have seen me with my first hammer. I just cuddled the first hammer I made. Making your first hammer is an exciting thing. So, I'm going to drive the drift until a cold ring appears. Cold ring appears, knock it out. The other way. Damn it. Take another heat. And we're going to cool the drift right now. There we go. Back we come to the anvil, hammer out that little bend, and we're going to go into the next one. Okay, now cool. It's getting cold around the drift, so I'll take another heat and we'll go into the next side, into the other side of the hole. Boom, boom, boom. I like working 2 pieces at a time on the stream. It means I don't have to just stare at the camera wondering what to say. Woo. And this next piece is hot. Find the other side that I wasn't in. Here we go. In we go. I think I might have pushed that through the wrong hole. No, I didn't. No, it's fine. Ah, people in the comments are going to love picking up on that unfortunate sentence. Ah, just wait. I'm about to see it. I'm about to see it all come scurrying in. All the people picking up on that. Not to draw attention to it or anything. Now, let's see how the rivet will fit. It's a little small for the rivet, so I am going to enlarge it slightly. We're going to take a larger punch or a drift and just drive it in at this temperature. Just to make it a little bigger so the rivet goes in easily. Go over the hole just in case it goes through. Boom, from the one. And then into the rear. Jeez Louise. Oh God, now the comments are all catching up and there's a lag. So it means I only see the comments a little afterwards. But yeah. So, this needs a leaf forged on it. And I need the drift from here into the other side. I think the other side is probably a more appropriate way to say it. Okay. So there we go. Give it a brush. Straighten it. There we go. And now I will take my punch. Open up the hole a touch. There we go. And straighten. Check that a rivet goes in. It does. It does. Terrible. Just terrible. Wonderful. So, what type of a leaf design? I think I'm going to go with the old traditional brown Brazil little leaf. Oh, because I had enough fun with the rivets that I want to keep it simple, keep it as something I know a little better. So we're going to do a traditional brown Brazil little leaf. So I'm going to run a fuller down the middle. Okay, boom. Line it up. you go to the sides. Like so. Great, take another heat on that. Now I need a chisel for the flower. Make sure I have a chisel and an eye punch, which I have neither of. So I'm on the hunt. Across the workshop I go to find a chisel, an eye punch, and a ball fuller. I have a ball fuller. I now have acquired a chisel, and I have an eye punch. So we're sorted, ready to go for the flower. Keeping the leaf somewhat out, and everything's rolling down because it's not level. Onto the diagonal we go. Again, a little Brazil style flower. There we go. Keeping it hot by moving the metal. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now I'll take the chisel that was in the wrong place. That's okay. My next piece of steel is hot, so we'll move back to it. After a little brush, I'll resume my forging. Get rid of that. So I go into all the little filler lines, changing the angle as I go. There we go. Feels good to do some forging where I've not got major issues the whole time as it goes through. And I like getting those rivets out of that piece. Okie dokie. Boom. Exaggerate the angle a little bit. That's all good now. Great. So next heat that'll go onto a wooden block. Now, however, keep it slightly out of the fire. I'll now take my chisel. These three tools. Okay, go in there. Go in there. Go from all the corners. Corner, corner, corner. 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 There we go. A little deeper at the corners. Oh, I just hit my thumb because I was looking up at the monitor instead of the workpiece. Okay. Throw this right in the middle of all of that. There we go. A little off center. It's okay. And then next heat we'll get into the fillering. Now, on that leaf, to give it a little bit of extra life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all these tools. There we go. And find that little piece of pine 2x4. And I'm going to take a little small ball peen hammer and we'll hammer some life into it. I'll flip it upside down. Smoke myself out. There we go. Jolly good. Makes it look a lot more elegant. Get rid of this. Phew. Pleased with that. Jolly good. So that can do with a little bit of prettiness to it. In terms of the bend, I'm quite happy to do that at the colder temperatures. I'll bend it around. There we go. Nice, that's exciting. That now is ready for marking and cutting. Let's finish off the flower before deciding how much material we want to take. So I'm going to need this, in addition to the eye punch to clean it up. Also going to make sure that my brush is ready. And I'm going to zoom you, ladies and gentlemen, in. Come on now. Let's go. Stay. Focus. I'll try not to quote AVE word for word. Okay. So, around we go with the ball filler. Creating little flower petals there on this little Brazil style flower. One of the first things that I practice a lot of that I saw from him. I dropped it. Around we go. A little too cold, but should be fine. Nice. Looks nice and even. Now I'll flip it over and I'll now hammer it into a block, but I will use a bob punch from the other side. If I can find it, I have a nice little big ball punch there. I'll use that to drive it into the block here. Whew. So, now we'll lay this on here. Try not to breathe in all the smoke. There we go. Again, that gives it a little more life, makes it have a greater 3D-ness to it. Now, as we come into the lower temperatures, again, much like the last, that one went to the right, this one could theoretically go to the left. Hammer over to the left. There we go. Take a pair of scrolling tongs. And it's way too cold to do anything. I don't even know why I'm attempting it. So yeah. What's going on, everybody? People are asking my age, despite the fact that it's being answered in like every fifth comment is answering it. I'm 19 years old. And it's on the FAQ, it's on my website. It would take like a minute. No, it would take like 5 seconds. No. Let's go for an even Stevens. It'd take around 30 seconds to work out how old I was. And it'll take you longer than that to type the question and wait for a reply on YouTube. I don't know why people don't use Google. Always astounds me. Google is just so good. I don't like that. I don't like that curve. That needs to be better. I like that a little better. Okie dokie. Oh! Hold it down, hammer it over, so make sure that it's off the wall. Great. That's off the wall. Lovely. So. Oh, I just dropped my water bottle. We don't trust Google. I bent it the wrong way. Oh well. It is the most frequently asked question. The Provo Pirate is asking, wait, isn't it It isn't Saturday. Why the change of days? It actually is Saturday. So today, technically a Saturday live show. Right, chalk. No, I'm doing it today because I'm going to run up to the coast tomorrow in the afternoon, I think. Oh, almost tripped. So I won't be here in the workshop. Right, let's get some chalk. Start thinking about where is an appropriate place to cut the material as I amble back into the forging area. Right. Goodness gracious, it's getting late. I just dropped my hammer. How much material am I going to take? I'm probably going to go for like a fishtail taper on this. How much material do I want for that? I don't do a lot of them, so calculating how much material I want is difficult. And I'm going to go for a fishtail taper because I think for a coat hook, I want to have a nice wide surface for the coats to rest on. I'm going to guesstimate like that. No, that won't be enough. Maybe that will be. So, what I will now do, after dropping the hammer again, line it up, line it up. There we go. I'll then be able to cut these off, hot cut them off. So I'll move the camera. I will do that. Apparently somebody's phone is dying. They want me to whip up a Damascus steel phone charger. Yeah, let's do that. I've dropped so many things today. Okay. I think I'm most dismayed. I just spilt my entire bottle of water on the ground. This could be a great opportunity to give them some more free advertising. But it seems that's most of what I do in these streams. But I'm going to fill up my bottle of water again. It is astonishing how often people ask whether I'm going on Forged in Fire. It is utterly astonishing. I think the funniest thing was the number of folks that commented on the video complimenting me, saying, "Oh, congratulations, I'm so pleased you're going on the show." I presume they commented before getting to that part of the video. I apologize for the clickbait, but you know, it was a good video, it was worth watching. So I think clickbait is worthwhile if it's actually true and if it's worth watching the video. And it was a good video, so I'm hope you hope you weren't too annoyed by it. But yeah, no, not going on Forged in Fire. There is a video on my channel, one of the most recent ones, that literally says in the title, Forged in Fire. That would likely be a good thing to consider looking at before asking whether I'm going on Forged in Fire. How are you, Roy Philip? Welcome back. Oh, I apologize. I've set up the camera for the entirely wrong view because we need to be over here. There we go. Looks the chaos and mess. Set back to autofocus and we'll cut it off. Oh, or do I not cut it off? No, I want to cut it off because I want to flip it over so the other side doesn't oxidize. Ow, hot steel. Burnt myself. There we go. Let's hack it off there. Let's see how many tools I dropped this time. So I'm going to go all four sides. 1, 2. Line it up with the third. And then come into, trying to avoid saying the rear. It's very difficult. How about the fourth? There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let's will these tongs work? They just work. Nice. This could work well. So, this is going to go in the fire. This one here is now going to get cut off. So I'm going to find my mark. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. As we come over to the third, I line that mark up. 3, 4. Hey, there we go. And back over for the last little one. I make sure to not try and throw it on the ground. There we go. I wonder if somebody has a tally of how many times I say, there you go. And that's just astonishing. Literally 3 minutes after I answer. Oh, he's joking. That's funny. I was about to say, literally 3 minutes after I answer both questions, somebody asks how old I am and when I'm going on Forged in Fire. But he left a winky face afterwards, so I worked out that it was a joke. I was just about to lose all faith in our great species. However, we'll continue forging. Oh, I like this. Good idea, guys. The new Alec Steele drinking game edition is every time somebody asks my age in the comments, you drink. I like that. Let's do that. As well as Forged in Fire. Right. Those are good thoughts, guys. Thinking about adding that to the drinking game. Here we go. Let's hammer this out. Gently, gently, gently. Get harder towards here. I don't have a good enough grip in the tongs to flip it. I'd want to be rotating as I go. I'll just have to work from this one side. Okay. Now come in here. Could have probably taken a little more material. I was correct in doubting myself about how much material I took. And again, gently, 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 harder, harder, harder. There we go. Fantastic. We're getting there. I'm a little overexposed. It's a little better. Make me look a little more human-colored. Wonderful. Next heat. No, I'm definitely going to cut off the little tip there. So I'll take that to the hot cut. I wonder if I'll be able to break that. Might just be able to break right off by cooling it. This could work. We'll see. I scored it, cooled it, come over the edge, break it. Great, came right off of that. I like it. So now we'll come in, finish off this next one. There we go. Okay. There we go. Pretty straight. cut it. Again, and cool it. And cut it off. And cut it off again. There we go. We're making progress, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to be hotter. I'm going to sit down and have a drink of water. This thing has a cap holder and a water thing. I went to drink from here, which is not the water dispenser. Whew. I'm just reading YouTube comments here. I'm chilling out. Okay. Wonderful. I'm really pleased you're enjoying the YouTube channel. Sirapedia. Very kind of you. To say. Right. Let's go get some more work done. Okay. So let's roll this over that far edge. Hopefully if I can keep a grip on it, however. Take another heat there. Yeah, I definitely should have taken more material, because now I'm trying to be quite cautious about how much I roll over here, which is annoying. Make sure that's square. There we go. Hammering towards myself. You know, and it'd be nice to pick a relatively large little loop. This will have to stay quite small. Okay, hammering to myself a little more there. Okie dokie, I can accept that. On the diagonals a little bit. There we go, on the diagonals. Okay, great. And now get ready to curve it into a coat hook. So that's going to go back in the forge. And we'll do the same on the other one. Soon finished. I'm going to really enjoy sleeping after this ordeal. I think I'm going to have nightmares about rivets for the next week, though. Just in my dreams, I'm going to hit rivet, and I'll be attacked by some sort of monster walking rivet amphibian. Just reminding me of this traumatic experience of trying to make a rivet in front of 1,000 people. Failing. Ha! That'll be fun. That'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be sure to include that in the vlog. You know. So, now I'm going to cool off the little rolled over bit there so that it doesn't deform. And then it'll make sure you can see what's happening. Make sure I've got a good grip too so it doesn't go flying into my face. Just start hammering that on over. Not made many hooks out of flat stock, if any. So I'm struggling getting a nice pretty curve, but I'm sure we'll be able to fix that on the next heat. If I could just cough here, this might be loud, apologies. Pardon me. That was a nasty sounding cough. Into the water we go. So. That hole there is so difficult to try and keep this show PG. The hole there is deforming. There we go, that's a much better word to use. The hole is deforming because it is hot. Just something worth bearing in mind. I'm trying to keep that into account. Keep an eye on it. Now let's see if I can refine the bend of the last one, because it is not the prettiest of bends. Sadly, bends have an aesthetic all in themselves. And it's so difficult to often get things to look as good as you'd like them to. Itch my neck. Good. I want it to be a little more open. Not quite that open. There we go. There. That is just so subpar. I'm going to have to be really strategic with the way that I take the thumbnail photo for this. Okay. That's still not even looking good enough for me to say good enough. Now that's starting to be a little better. Great. Well, not great, but acceptable. Acceptable for bloody 1 o'clock in the morning. There's always that time where you just got to say hey, it's good enough. It's the worst thing to ever have to say. It sucks. But sadly, there is always a point in time where it needs to be said. That point in time often approaches 1 o'clock in the morning or so. At least I've found that. And you hope it never has to approach. But ultimately, you know, it's impossible. Though worthwhile to strive for, though stunningly worthwhile to strive for, impossible to reach perfection. You can only ever be within tolerance. And the tolerance that you set is up to you. Now, of course, there are times where, yeah, you know, one sets a low bar, and hey, I usually set a low bar of tolerance right about 1:03 a.m. That's about right. So, flatten that off. Make sure a rivet will fit inside it. Not quite, so I need to open up the hole. And I dropped it. Oh, goodness. I've dropped so many things on this live show. I wonder if anybody is ever going to do like a compilation of all my drops. I just dropped the tongs. Like a compilation. Then probably have to take... I just dropped the hammer too, and it landed on my toe. Ow! Those tongs are hot. Okay. Come on now. Nope. Needs one more hit. Kabam. Still not happy with it. Again, back to what I was saying. There's a time where good enough is good enough, as much as I hate it. As much as I hate it, as much as it pains me. Okay. Now let's heat up some rivets and rivet it. So, this goes in the forge. Let's stay in the forge. Kept rolling out. Right, let's read some comments and see how everybody's doing. Phew. I hope you're all dropping a little less things than I am. Compilation of Alec dropping things remixed as Darude Sandstorm. Wonderful. Fabulous. What's going on here? Oh, thank you very much, Big Dog Forge. I'm really pleased that you're enjoying one of my hammers. That's awesome. That makes me really, really happy to hear. So, we're going to rivet one of these puppies on. Aesthetically, it's just going to be all wrong. Oh, actually, that kind of looks cool. I actually kind of think that looks way cooler than I thought it would look. Right, let's speak English first. I'm going to throw a rivet in here. I don't know if it'll work actually, because I might not have drifted this hole large enough. Oh, rats. This might not work. We'll see. I just want to make it work, even if it doesn't want to. And the old trick for that, a little bit of the old Scottish brute force. So, bearing that in mind, let's see if we can brute force that puppy in there. Oh, I think I can brute force. Yes, I love it when brute force kind of works. Just, it's getting there. Get in there. Come on. So the hole is too tight. Damn it. Okay, the hole is too small a diameter for it, so it's not wanting to go. And by trying to force it, I've just made a real dog's rear end of it. More so than it was. Now I've just got to put the whole thing in the forge. So basically what I want you to learn from me today has nothing to do with forging. Hopefully more to do with patience and just doing things the right way. Yeah, let's go with that. Doing things the right way, because had I just done it the right way and fixed it, I wouldn't have to do this. But now I've got to put the entire thing in the forge. And I've got to force this rivet in there. It's alright, it means I get to use a big hammer, because I kind of like using big hammers once in a while at least. Okay. Great, well it's in there. It's coming out a little funky. I probably don't even have to head the rivet because of how tight it all is. I will nonetheless, pardon me. So, lesson there, ladies and gents, don't do what I do. do what I learn to do while trying to explain what it is that I'm doing. Right, that is going, ow, hot. Forge. Another thing to learn, forges are hot, guys. That's breaking news out of the Alec Steele workshop. And gloves with holes in them don't particularly defend against hot forges. Sage MK, screw the dropping montage. I want to hear a compilation of Alex saying sexually suggestive things by accident. Either one, you'd probably just make about a 10-minute montage from one. Fun. So I've actually got it outside of the forge. No, it's not going to heat up that much. Not without insulating it much more. So into the forge we go. Sadly. Kind of hoping I wouldn't have to, because now I've just opened up the forge. Okay, here we go. Bam. Kabam. Did I just unplug this? Or did it run out of battery? It ran out of battery, okay. So, once I open up the forge like this, I just dump so much heat into my workshop. And I really don't want it to be hot in here. I like it being cold in here when it's hot, and hot in here when it's cold. And today it's hot, so it needed to be cold in here. Dead battery. Okay, I can go run and get another battery. Actually, I'm also going to use the loo again. So what I'll do is I'll turn you guys onto my little intermission break after consuming another liter of water. Great, be right back in a second. Okay, we're back. Make sure I'm not playing the music still by accident. I think we're sorted. We're good. We're back. We're back. Right, I have a new battery in the camera. What we are gonna do, set off on this screen. There we go. Pa-pa. And we're gonna make a rivet. Let's make a rivet. Just about headed the rivet. Had to hammer crossways to drag it on over. One rivet headed. Good job. Jolly good. Fabulous. Ah, that actually looks pretty cool. I would not have thought at all that it would look even vaguely cool. A little more offset. Just hear it go crack as it breaks. I can't believe that. I thought that would look way worse. I like it when things go vaguely to plan. So that's not going to quite fit. Let's drive a punch in there, even though it's a little chilly. See if that opens it up enough. Ah, lovely, jubbly. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. Not quite. Doesn't quite fit. Let's give it a few more licks. So I'll take my punch. Okay, how did I hold this without it coming off? I don't know, but I think that's it. Let's take the proper hammer. Drop the other hammer by accident. Rather convenient though. So, don't force it. Oh God. So difficult. So difficult. Don't force open with a punch unless strict. Drop tongs unless strictly necessary, or you're just being lazy. And don't do it while it's cold either. Just improper technique. Poor etiquette. This is so difficult. Not like the forging, but just what I'm saying is difficult. At 1 a.m. Alec Steele time, the drinking game hits the next level. I know. Pardon me, just crazy, right? How bad it gets. Right, I'm waiting for this rivet to get hot, then we're going to rivet it. Then I'm going to take a thumbnail photo. And I was so not smart taking my bicycle today instead of the truck. Because I could have just sat in my truck and just gone home. Now I've got to cycle. Now somebody's going to make a gif of me cycling. 51 hours of commuting, Xander the Gamer. What, in a week? That's crazy. Unbelievable. Oh, somebody's orange juice is gone. Sorry about that. That is a lot of commuting, Alexander the Gamer. Ooh, hot, 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 ow, hot. There we go. So, we're going to put this through that. So we're going to put the rivet through the first hole, tap it on through, and guess who didn't enlarge that hole sufficiently? Me. I did not. And what is the lesson we learned from the last one, ladies and gentlemen? Don't be a lazy bastard, lazy bugger. Do it right. But you know, I think I concluded that bastard was suitable for the Alec Steele show. And I'm quite sure age 6 was running around yelling that. If it isn't, any parents are like, no, you can't have that for my kids to watch, let me know. But I was actually talking about the type of file, a bastard file. It's a very coarse file. It is toasty. What is going on? Right, it seems like people are pretty cool on the word bastard, which is good. I'm going to take an improper tool for the job, enlarge the hole, kaboom, pow, kabing, ow, it's stuck. Ha! Great, so I can not go in there. I have no access, and I'm about to drop it, it didn't drop. I have no access, we can only go in from the front side, which is fine. Less than ideal. And I dropped it! Oh, sleep is looking like such a good thing right about now. Okay, now, where's the rivet? I don't know where I put the rivet. Oh, it's here on the anvil. I could have put it in the forge, that would have been smart. I could have had 5 more minutes of sleep. There we go. Wonderful. Let's sit down for a sec while the rivet heats up, as we almost get there. Thank you, Lawrence. I really appreciate it. Very kind. The $10. Little break time. What's going on, everybody? This is not for the samurai box. Great. Emily Clemens is actually 2.4% female viewers, but I appreciate that you're here nonetheless. That means I appreciate it even more, in fact. Ba-ba-bum. Mark Roper, this live stream is cool. You could use an assistant. Just a thought. Yeah, I could use an assistant, couldn't I? I wonder where I have one that's not here. Sam. Taking holidays. You slacker. Who are you, Sam? Some kind of a farrier? Who are you? You don't tell us. You're a farrier. He's a farrier. But yeah, Sam's on holiday, so Sam usually helps. He'll help next week, I'm sure. Hopefully. Unless I just insulted him too much. Sam, please help next week. Right, here we go. Drive that into the hole. Okay. I'm going to go over this hole as I hammer it. Boom. Seat it. Boom. Make sure we're relatively square within tolerance. How on earth am I going to do this? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, we go. It didn't fall out. We're good. This is just so incredibly difficult. I might as well begin riveting it before it's in the right place. Straighten her up. Come on, you annoying chap. That's amazing, actually. That did a lot more work to it. Those couple of little seating blows. I wanted to seat it so I could still just about twist it to straightness. Oh, Sam couldn't hear what I said. He's not watching. Just in the comments. That's good. Thank goodness. Nobody tell him what we said, but tell him that we're not telling him what we said. Nope, I just dribbled. That's smart. Only on the 1 a.m. Alec Steele show. This is actually kind of the time slot that we used to do this until I decided not to be crazy. That's more effective. There we go. Relative squareness, like how you'd like to say, tolerance. Within tolerance. Within tolerance. Right, now, into the forge we go. Flip it around, heat her up, rivet it. and then we'll be good. I'm going to sit down, make the most of sitting down. Oh, I had it on the wrong view the first time. So many comments. It's good fun. Okay, we're going back to work in just a sec. Okay, we're back to work right now. Right now. Oh goodness, we had a Forge in Fire comment. We just had a Forge in Fire comment. Everybody drink, everybody drink, everybody drink, everybody drink, everybody drink. Oh, fun. So, where is that going to go? Just about sits right there. Right. How riveting. How riveting. That needs to come down a little bit. That was a lazy attempt of doing it. See if I can do it properly with a pair of tongs that are designed for it. I'm gonna torque. I just burned myself. Torque that down. Woo! Who saw that? Hope all the ladies are impressed. I'm not going to try and do it again. It'll go badly. Somebody will get hurt. Okay, great. Fantastic. Now, like I said, I can fix that cold. Now, most of me doesn't want to go ahead and touch mark this for obvious reasons. I will, and then maybe one day somebody can have it and say, I saw Alec make this, and I now own like the crustiest piece of forging ever. Whew, I'm tired. Where'd I put my touch mark? Okay, I cannot find my touch mark. I was using it inside of the workshop while I was touch marking the hammers. I don't know where I would have put it after. I'm going to give another 5 seconds of searching. Okay, back into the workshop. Is it on the power hammer? No. Is it on the press? Nope. Now, it would have been on the striking anvil originally, but where would it have gone from there? Okay, on this table maybe. No. Chainmail gauntlet. Welding jacket, no. Touch mark. No touch mark. We don't have a touch mark. So, we will not be touch marking it. I'll not be doing a whole lot apart from quickly turning off the propane bottles, see if there are any bits of it I can access with a wire brush. Then I'm going to grab my phone and we're going to take a thumbnail photo. Okay, there we go. Great. Hammer. That is just, I will get you guys a better photo of this. But I would like to just express how this is not the type of forge work that I like having to show off, but this is the reality. This is an ugly piece. Not my finest work. But I think if I get a magnet, maybe this will work. I want to try and hold on to it somehow, get a good photo. I think a magnet might work. But yeah, in terms of the cleanliness of the overall piece, lots to be desired for. That steel that cracked, not good. That's a very bad thing. Obviously, you know, one would never allow that to leave the workshop without the explicit understanding of a customer knowing, hey, this is like, whew, there's some problems with this. In terms of the overall design aesthetic, what would I change on the next one? Well, obviously, if the cleanliness was improved, then I'd be able to really think about it. Got a little unevenness with these two tabs. Again, where the cleanliness changed, could have been a different story. I could have focused on it being a clean aesthetic rather than an organic aesthetic. I'll show you guys in a sec once I set it up. Could have focused on it being a clean aesthetic the whole way through rather than the organic, because then, and I think I actually mentioned this in one show before, and what I just spotted on this is when I do organic with clean and the organic just looks crusty and ugly, it really doesn't look good. I think I mentioned that before on a live show. Oh, magnet holds it perfectly. Look at that. Great, I'll get you the view in just a second. Let's see if this looks photogenic. Right, let's read that comment. Thank you very much, Justin Weber. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. It's just sent me 20 bucks. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to go here. Let's see how it looks on camera. Let's drop you down a little bit. And we'll focus you up. There we go. So there is the finished little wall hook. As you can see, we have a calla lily. The crack is not viewable from this area. However, you see right in there, where the tip of my finger is, it's not very thick. That's because that's near the cracked area, and I couldn't, it's not very thin because it's near the cracked area, and I couldn't get in there to work. I would have much appreciated doing that. Now, of course, you see the Brazil style flower and leaf. It doesn't fit with the overall aesthetic too well, however, with a better focus on cleanliness here, could have been better. Now, let's see if we can show you some cracks. So there's the crack right up near to the crotch of the piece from this material. I don't know what the material is. I don't know why the crack was caused, but there is a crock right in there, and it's, I believe, more severe on the other side. However, a little difficult to get in there. Now, part of the cracking means that the bend is a little kinked, which is an issue as we come down to the attachment leaf mounting point, extra little mounting point. And again, you see it's not quite as clean as it could be. So there are many of the areas that this would be improved on in a future go. Overall, it's actually been a lot of fun. You know, like I've been saying, guys, I just bloody well enjoy the process of making things, whether or not it's working. As much as it seems like the end of the world the whole time that I'm making it and it's not going well, it's just a bloody blast making things, and I'm so grateful to be able to do it, and especially even more grateful to be able to do it while hanging out with you guys and reading your funny comments and having to make sure that I don't make too many innuendos. I'm going to screenshot that because it does look quite good, and see if I can get a better shot on my phone. But there we go. That is the piece. I think that's pretty enjoyable, And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure you guys don't see the back of my head where I cut my hair really badly. Okay, we're actually going to go back to this because you will see the back of my head. Goodness gracious, so many notifications. Great. So let's go pull up the camera on my phone. I don't know if it'll take necessarily a better photo from the phone right now, but oh no, I'll get a good one on the phone. Great. Nice. Oh, great. Now you did just see my hair. Crap. That's bad. Okay. did just seem a bad haircut. I need to go to an actual hairdresser and get it fixed. I might try and do that tomorrow. Yeah, I've been cutting my own hair for 5 years now, and I just think I did a bad job today. Or at least people are seeing it. There we go. Yeah, I cut the hair the other day and it just didn't go well. Formerly I didn't really care too much because, you know, I'm a blacksmith, for goodness sake. I don't really mind if my hair looks ridiculous, but I guess now I'm a YouTuber. That comes with a certain, like, pomposity and requirement to, you know, look hip and cool. And, like, cool. Do I use scissors or a buzzer? I use a buzzer, which is pretty good. But yeah, that was fun, actually. I've really enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed it too. I hope you've enjoyed the ordeal. If you're watching in the future and you watch the whole thing, please go and leave a comment below, because I want to see if anybody actually watches this whole thing in the future. I always wonder about that. It's been fun. If you're watching in the future and you haven't seen part 1, you want some context, watch part 1. If you're here live, as so many wonderful folks have been here the whole way through, I'd like to say thank you very much. Been lots of fun. 3 hours. Wow. Awesome. Just awesome. I'm really pleased to have you all here. Been a blast. An absolute blast. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. What we're going to do is we're going to say goodbye, and I'll see you on Monday with another episode. Monday, probably midnight British summertime. So probably, what's that? Something or other. 6 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. I'll see you again. Probably post some Instagram photos too and all that, so go follow me on Instagram and goodbye. Bye 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 bye. Thanks. Appreciate it. You have a great one. I will see you very, very soon.